Hello and welcome to the Listening Post's unboxing channel on YouTube. Today I'm unboxing a stunning pair of bookshelf speakers from Bowers & Wilkins. They're 706 Series 3. Now the model numbers with B&W are actually really easy to get your head around. Loosely speaking, the first number tells you the quality version of the speaker. So there's a 600 series, look, there's an example up here, and a 700 series which is designed and built to be significantly better. A rework of all of the mechanical processes of producing sound, voice coils, magnets, baskets, annulus, every element has been reworked throughout every moving part of the speaker. Fit and finish also evolves as well. Then you've got, of course, the last digit. So the 600 becomes the 700. Then you've got the numbers. Now, for example, these are the 706s. They do a slightly smaller 707 and a slightly larger 705. Then the series, of course, they did a Series 1. They never called it that. They just called it 706. Then a Series 2, and now their latest Series 3. Again, a really significant improvement over some of the predecessors. Look and feel wise, very similar. Still got a 1-inch dome tweeter, still got, in the smaller ones, a 5-inch. This has a 6.5-inch drive unit. Similar from a specs on paper as well. And this is why I really do invite people to, when they're looking at speakers from a spec perspective, to stop. Come in and have a listen, because the written specifications are only a broad guide of how it might integrate with your system or the load it might represent to your speakers. It's not going to tell you how good it sounds. It's not going to describe the emotive contact that you have when your favourite music is played through a decent pair of speakers. So, let's have a look at these wonderful Bowers & Wilkins 706s. Right, packaging. Firstly, these are big. The packaging itself is a brown box, black writing all over it, model information on one side along with a line drawing about what's going on. These are nearly 20 kilos in the box, so 19.5 labelled on it, and scannable information for the model and serial number on the side, the top and the edge. Lots of information again about the model numbers. Okay, now on the top, and this is worth noting, and please, if you're buying a pair of speakers like these, have a quick look at the line drawings associated with the best way of unpacking them. It just gives you an understanding to ensure that you're not going to damage the product, and you'll end up with some excellent results. Now, opening these, classically, they've been doing it for decades, of course, but anyway, the packing tape is actually a fibre tape, sort of impregnated with fabric, and it means that the knife must run across the entire top, no nicks. Be careful to lift that sort of top before cutting it, so that you don't inadvertently damage what's underneath, which in this instance is the user manual. And that's sellotaped in place. The user manual itself is extremely comprehensive. There's information about speaker placement, using the ports, binding posts, by wiring, absolutely everything is explained in these, as well as the running in period associated with just getting the most out of them. Underneath the manual, just centrally located, so just a nice little slot in here. The little rubber bump-ons that you stick on the bottom if you are putting these on a hard surface. And then two variable port wads. Basically there's a cutaway down in the centre to give you the ability to vary and manage the airflow through the port. Basically it changes ever so slightly the bass curve and roll off, so it enables you to manage perhaps poor placement a little bit better, or a demanding room from a finishing perspective. Okay. Nevertheless, you see the polystyrene in the top, rolling it over, and then as always with anything of relative weight, always lift the lightweight box off the product. Okay, right, we'll get rid of the box. You will see firstly that both grills are just off to one side. Part of it is to actually manage the size of the speaker. Nevertheless, there are two grills. Both of them are sellotaped inside an oversized plastic bag. The grill itself is curved and has cutaways for the tweeter and other things along those lines. Because of the finish of these, this is their alternative sort of grey silver grill, and they're all magnetic and they've got little pads on them as well. Okay, put that off to one side. Now the speakers themselves are identical, so we're going to take one of them, you just put it down, and then have a look at the other. Okay, there it goes. Now, the speakers are then finally protected in a poly cell, sort of closed cell bag, sellotaped closed, and we see for the first time the finish of these, which is in a gloss white. It's a lovely, lovely colour. Firstly, as we open the bag, you'll see that the speakers are pre-tapped for B&W's large high-end speaker stands. There are two stands in the range. The more elaborate ones fit better speakers, and with that the tapping changes to ensure that you're encouraged to put a suitable stand under a speaker of this credibility. There's also information about the serial number and model on the bottom as well. Carefully rolling that over, we have now the ability to see the speaker for the first time by taking the last of the protective bag off. Okay. So looking at it, we see the classic B&W 1-inch dome tweeter, and then an extremely elaborate 6.5-inch mid-bass driver. You'll also see in the range, as I tilt this forward, the B&W logo, which is normally at the bottom, is now at the top, and the curved frontage. You see, direct reflection off cabinets. Right, a speaker driver is producing a wave form that comes towards you. Now, as that wave hits the surface of the speaker cabinet itself, if it directly reflects back into the room, then you've got a distortion you need to manage. You can simply not ignore it. It's of course one of the reasons that a lot of speakers are now extremely slender, because if they have a narrow footprint, there's very little surface area for that sound to reflect off. The next step in managing that reflection is to use curves, and that means that the waveform is managed, its disbursement in a room, and there's no direct reflection back to the listening position. You'll see that the drive unit is also surrounded with a steel ring. That's not just for aesthetics, although you can see it looks pretty cool. That allows for management of the reflection around the drive unit so that they can reflect certain things and manage the decay of others. Nevertheless, the tweeter is behind a disbursement and protective grille, and it's that sort of two-tone design giving it a silver option. Looking at it, you'll see, of course, the depth of these speakers. They're prestigious as far as their tremendous amount of frequency response and volume. They'll manage between 30 and 120 watts, and they're 8 ohms, and their frequency response goes all the way down to about somewhere between 33 and 45 hertz, depending on how you want to measure it, and right the way up to 50 kilohertz. So it's brilliant to see. Now, each speaker is 8.5 kilos out of the box. Right. Now, at the back you will see two significant improvements over the 600 series. The first and most obvious is the fit and finish of the binding posts themselves. These are now significantly better, and from a conductivity perspective and a look and feel. It's screen printed on a metal plate with the 706 Series 3, and the binding posts, like the previous ones, have a bridging clip between them, really clearly labelled, and the ability to wire these for by-wire or by-amp. I'll be honest, if a bookshelf speaker, by-amping is of negligible influence over the sound, but by-wiring can make a noticeable improvement for not a big investment. Above the binding posts you'll see their port. Now, they've invested a significant amount of money in research working with the airflow management out of the port, and again it's complemented with the port wads to ensure that they can be tuned for your outcome. Back to the binding posts. These are 5-way binding posts, so it's bare wire, spades, pins, bananas, all of those things. If you wish to use a banana plug like we would probably in the New Zealand market, take that cover all the way off and then remove the plastic restrictor that stops you from using bananas out of the box. Again, worth the investment of your time to do that once you've got them out of the box. Right. Oh, by the way, of course, as always, please hang around for the close-up photographs. I'll take some awesome photographs of some of these parts. Grills on, grills off. We'll have a look at the other one as well. So, there we have it. Bowers & Wilkins 706 Series 3 bookshelf speakers. Unboxed here at the Listening Post in Christchurch, New Zealand. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.